Okay guys, here we are again. Your favourite YouTubers. Okay, Ellie, where are we?
Good question. We're in Terradillos de los Templarios.
Yeah, there you go. So Knight Templars were here and now we're here. What can I say? So tell us first, Ellie. Today is Wednesday.
Yes.
So what happened Tuesday?
We had a rest day.
We had a rest day. So tell us about it.
It was lovely. Neither of us got up until 8 a.m, which felt decadent.
Decadent, yeah.
And we did absolutely nothing, which was exactly what was needed.
Yeah, we stayed. So we checked into this place with the nuns, and they're sort of sweet. I mean,
They're lovely.
They really were sort of sweet. It was really lovely. But just having the room to ourselves, and having a bed and a shower.
Yeah.
So, so we did nothing. I read pretty much most of the day. Ellie, of course, went for her run. By the way, have I mentioned this before? You know, Ellie goes for a run every day. So we finish our walk and we chill. Then she goes for a run. You think I'm joking? I'm dead serious. And she's doing a run. How many days have you done now in succession?
192 or so.
192 days without missing a day going for a run. And Condes, you thought you were strange with your running. So, we had a day off. I read for the day.
Yeah.
Ellie went and sort of bumped around town, I think.
Yeah, I also read a lot. Just listened to an audiobook. Didn't do much. Yeah.
So
very nice.
And it's interesting, actually. You know, again, Condes was saying to me how important the rest days are, and it really is true. You really got to take them, because today we got up and we did 27.
Almost 26.6.
Yeah, almost 27k.
Yeah.
And we sort of powered through it.
Yeah.
Because we had a day off, give the body a chance to recover. So my new mantra for the body is, my body's taking me on this journey. I have to respect it. I have to give it a day off, take care of it, and give it a break.
Yeah.
So so today, tell us about today's walk, because it was sort of nice.
Yeah.
And sort of strange.
Yeah. So today in the guidebooks and everywhere, it talks about how empty it is. We're still on the Meseta, I think, and the first 17k or so, it's just the track through farmland. You're not beside a road, you're not going through towns. And so we had made our lunch and prepared. However, there was a little coffee van about halfway through, which was really nice.
But we were warned that it's only open in summer.
Yeah, so we weren't sure.
We weren't sure we'd be there or not.
Yeah. But there was there was a lot of people. Like when we left this morning, it was just this giant mass exodus of pilgrims.
It was probably the biggest crowd of pilgrims we've seen so far.
Yeah.
And this is the first night we hadn't booked anything in ages. Mm-hmm. And I kept thinking, oh my God, there's so many of them. But of course, as usual, it was fine.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because this is where we've ended is the third town that we passed through today, or village that we come to. So I'm pretty sure some people after that kind of, because it was very long and you're in the sun and there are some trees and stuff, but I think for some people that was quite a long stage.
Yeah.
So the albergue bar that you arrived to at the end, I'm sure some people stayed there.
Yeah, so we did. Yes, we stopped in that place and had either coffee or whatever.
Yeah.
And either one of your lemon drinks.
Yes.
And
lemon.
a lot of people. It thinned out after that. So I think a lot of people went that far. It seems to me that a lot of people are doing about 20k a day.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing, and they're right. That's all they're able to do. So that's what they're doing. Interesting. An observation. This. What's the quantity of the Meseta? Meseta. Everybody, even John Brady made a comment when I sent the photo of the two of us walking over the hill, taken by a friend of ours actually, who sent it on to us afterwards. And he said his recollection is that it was all brown and arid. And I can imagine actually in July and August, this would not be a pleasant place to be walking through. I mean, there was no shade. Just one big long straight, well that's not exactly true, there are hills and curves and bits and pieces, but broadly a long straight white dirt track that goes on forever, and with no shade. So if you were out in that in the middle of summer, I think it would not be a pleasant experience. So I can understand where the all this talk about is. But this time of year, we've definitely picked the month to travel in. This time of year, it's perfect.
It's all wheat fields.
Yes, wheat fields and whatever, lots of crops going, and it's sort of beautiful actually.
Yeah.
But we ploughed through it.
Yeah.
We actually burned through it. I slowed down on purpose today. Really made a big effort.
Did you really?
I did. Really made a big effort to slow down. But the legs wouldn't freaking listen to me. I kept saying slow down. They kept going faster and faster. But anyway, we had a lovely walk.
Yeah.
And it was a short walk, even though it was 27k or just so short of it. It didn't seem like it at all. Yeah. And that's the rest day. Made a big difference. So anyway, we're checked into this place, and it's a purpose-built albergue, and it's nice. It's a small room. We're in 2 bunk beds, so 4 people in our own little bathroom. So that's nice. There's no rush into the bathroom. We're rushing for anything, for a shower. So that was all very civilized. And Ellie met a Russian lady that lives down in one of the Canaries.
Mallorca.
Oh, Mallorca. That's it. She's in Mallorca. And Ellie, we'd met her before. Nice lady.
Yeah.
Daria.
Yeah.
And so Ellie walked most of the day with her, and I sort of walked on my own. I led the charge,
Couldn't keep up.
Yeah. And by the way, did anybody notice? Yeah, there you go. I got my haircut yesterday. €10. So I went in there for the haircut, and he was doing a little boy. He spent half an hour doing this little boy manicuring this little kid. The kid wasn't 4 years of age, manicuring his hair. And then he said to me, "What do you want, 0 or 1?" I said 1. I went, €10. Cheating backwards. But so that's it. So tell me a little bit about tomorrow and the next day, because we have a bit of a plan for the next 2 days.
So we are taking the alternative route, or the Roman route. The
Roman. That's the longest extant piece of Roman road in Spain. The road that the Emperor Augustus took. So we're going to be walking the footsteps of the Emperor Augustus. However, it's beautiful. It was a dirt track, basically, a dirt track for I suppose about 50k in total.
Yeah.
And we'll be doing it over 2 days. And tomorrow's going to be a bit longer. We'll be doing about 27k again tomorrow.
Yeah. Then the day after should be about 24 or so.
So
we'll be away from the main pilgrim route, which should also be nice.
Yeah. Because we walked one little piece today, didn't we?
Yeah, we walked one short alternative route section today. That was also very nice.
Because there was nobody on it except us. We stopped and had our picnic. We just sat down in the shade on the side of the path and had our picnic. It was lovely. There's nobody around.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to that.
Yeah.
And the place we're staying in, we booked it because there's only 15 beds in it. So we booked it for tomorrow night, and the guide says that it's wonderful, and it's a little restaurant down the road, but it's wonderful. So we're looking forward to a really nice walk tomorrow, and then the following day, the other walk, and then we get to where else? Then we're 1 day away from
Leon. Yeah.
Incredible though it may seem. Now, so we're getting close. We're on the home run.
Well,
not quite.
Today we officially passed the markers for the middle of the Camino.
Yeah, we did.
They measured from Roncesvalles, which is where we actually finished our first day, to Santiago. So realistically for us, we're actually more than halfway.
Yeah, we're more than halfway.
But we took a photo of the Centro de Camino signs.
I was hoping there'd be a band there for us. There wasn't. However, we did meet a band.
Oh.
We met actually a wonderful bunch of kids.
Yeah,
a troupe of drummers.
From South Korea.
And they're touring Europe.
Yeah.
And this is part of their tour. And what they're doing is they're trying to show people South Korean culture. And so they walk in the Camino carrying their drums.
Yeah.
And I don't know, big drums.
Yeah, like marching bands.
Marching band drums.
Yeah.
And they're all carrying these things.
And the kids apparently range in age from about 11 to 17.
Yeah.
So, like...
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah.
So, you sit back and you look at this. So we want to make sure we catch the show somewhere, wherever it's playing.
Yeah.
So give me the stats for today, Ellie. Do you have them?
Yes. So, 26.6k.
No elevation, I suppose.
161 metres.
You're kidding?
We had 2 just small hills.
Okay.
And that long stretch across the Meseta was slightly uphill the whole way.
Okay, fair enough,
Overall time, 6 hours. And total distance, 110 kilometers.
Now, so if we're saying that it's actually 800 kilometers from Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port to Santiago de Compostela, give or take, we have broken the back of this.
Yes.
Yes, we have.
Yeah.
And draw the home straight, a long home straight, but the home straight nonetheless.
Yeah.
I think we'll feel once we get to Lyon and past Lyon, then it's sort of a run into. So a run in. I mean, a 2-week run in to Santiago.
Yeah.
So how are we doing?
Good. I think we should be really happy with how we are.
Yeah, I think we're really happy. We've got more injured people.
Yeah.
You know, it's amazing.
Yeah. And I think like we're just lucky that neither of us have tripped on a route or you know, like it's simple stuff that like some people their bodies aren't used to it or their fitness levels or whatever, but some people it's just bad luck as well.
Yeah, so, simple as that. Yeah. Just bad luck. I mean, I slipped going to the shower there a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
Gave Ellie, she was in the other shower, gave Ellie the fright of her life because you heard the crash and the bang.
Yeah.
But you know, can you imagine? You do your 400 kilometers and then you slip in the shower. I mean, you couldn't make this stuff up.
Yeah.
But we've seen a lot of people who now are shipping their bags and not carrying their bags anymore because they're injured, they're limping or they're whatever.
Yeah.
And it's sort of sad to see, you know, because it's a big deal. And I just want to make this comment actually. This is a big deal. And I didn't realise how big a deal this is until now, really and truly. This is a long bloody way, guys. And it's not for the faint of heart. I mean, we're going to be walking 800 kilometres. I mean, it's a long bloody way. And it's getting up every day and doing 25 plus kilometres a day, every day, maybe 30 some days. It's a real ask. And I think a lot of people, I mean, Ellie and I are fit and capable people, I suppose, in that regard. A lot of people, they must get the shock of their lives as they struggle on. We know people who took trains and buses onto Lyon to try and recover, to meet up with other people that travel with, like sons or daughters or mums or dads or whatever.
To rest for a bit, to then push for the last section.
Yeah. I mean, what advice? Okay, we give a bit of advice here, even though it's only our kids and siblings and friends who are looking at this. But what advice would you give anybody thinking about doing the complete Camino, beginning to end?
Like, it's hard because there's no way to really train for going out every day. I'd say going out and walking with a backpack with weight in it for a few hours. For like if you can do a week stint where you go out every day with a weighted backpack and walk for an hour and then you know incorporate as many things like that as possible. And you do not need to be walking on trail. In fact, walking on like footpaths and stuff will probably strengthen you more because that ground is quite hard. So you become quite used to there are a couple of technical days, but overall it's not a technical trail. So as long as you're really careful and slow on the technical days, if you've built up some strength and stamina, you'll be fine for the rest of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
No, absolutely agree with you. In fact, I just talk about the backpack for a second. This is the first time I've really backpacked. I mean, you all know I've walked before, but never with 10 kilos on my back. And it doesn't sound like a lot, 10 kilos. But I'll tell you, at the end of 25 or 30k, you know you're carrying 10 kilos. Yeah. I would also make a comment on, I've made it before, but I'll make it again. The learning for me is, ciao. Actually, I just want to show you something, guys. Do you see this guy's lovely dog? See his lovely dog? He's walking with his dog. Beautiful, huh? Beautiful animal. And anyway, one of my learnings, I think, is equipment. So I was going to talk about it again. You know I've talked ad nauseum about the socks, the shoes, the poles, but I want to make a comment. The socks to me are as important as the shoes. I mean, I've really learned this. I'm using these lined socks. The 1,000-mile lined socks with 2 layers, so the frictions between the 2 layers are not between your toes and the sock. I think that's Ellie's wearing the toed. What do you call them again? Ingenie. Yes, she's wearing those, and they really work. We've no blisters. Everybody we know, is covered in blisters. We've no blisters. So the socks And I would never have bothered with socks. The socks are really, really critical. Obviously our shoes, I think we've got great shoes for us.
Yeah.
The poles for me, I've just made a comment again, the poles for me are really, really important. I don't think I'd be, as I said, I think I'd be able to do it without the poles. I really don't, particularly on the ascents. Because it takes 25% of the body weight, they say, and the bag weight, whatever weight, it takes 25% on your arms on the poles. These were, I never thought, again, any of you who know me will understand this. I never thought I'd see the day when I'm going around in sandals, wearing socks sometimes with them. But these are the Hoka sandals I bought. Boy, are they the business. When you come at the end of a day and you go in and have your shower, you take off your shoes, you go in your shower and you put those on with your toes open and when you walk around. Absolutely the business. And in terms of my ankle, or not my ankle, my plantar fascia, my heel, I've no pain in the heel. Well, nothing in my right heel I don't have in my left heel. So, I don't. Again, we don't know if it's the cream, the cortisone shot, or the exercise. We have no idea, or the walk. We don't know what it is. There are too many variables. But what any other comments we have? Or anything else we want to share with everybody? I mean, are we enjoying ourselves?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so too. Are we getting on? Yeah, absolutely. There's an amazing number of people who say to me, God, I couldn't walk with my dad or I couldn't walk with my daughter for 5 weeks. Of course you could. Of course you could. I mean, it's like, I don't understand people saying this. Like, it's the simplest thing in the world. Who better would you walk to? I mean, you walk with somebody you know intimately. So I think walking with a sibling or walking with your father or your child, walking with your romantic partner, those are the kind of people you should walk with. I think it's just the way to go. That's it. I don't think I've anything else I want to share with everybody. Yeah, we're in great shape. Yeah. We feel great. We feel strong. We're in great shape. We're really enjoying it. And what more could you ask for? Yeah. So that's it, guys. We talk to you tomorrow, inshallah. Ciao. Oh, by the way, you see I'm developing all these languages. Italian, when I'm speaking Italian, we're speaking German, we're speaking everything with everybody. So, ciao.